So we saw you there, Lily, as Cam, and your character goes through an incredible range of emotion throughout this series. You know, not only is she dealing with the horror of the murder and the responsibility as a police officer, but she's reuniting with Rebecca, and she has history, and there's a lot of pain in their past, and then she doesn't know anything about her own origin story. Can you speak to your feelings when you first read the script, and what made you really say, yes, I absolutely want to play this role?
I was really intrigued by the opportunity to build and travel that arc, because I feel like with a piece like this, with a piece like my last project that just did its thing, true crime is such a fascinating genre, and it has been for a long time. There's something that we're all so compelled by with these stories, and I feel like a lot of times the human element of it, particularly the people who suffered the most, are the ones that get erased. The thing that happened to them becomes a sensationalized thing for the media, and then it becomes something for consumption. And I feel like my last project did a beautiful job self-indicting in that regard, and I feel like this project was very, very thorough in how it decided to do that. Bringing Riley's character, who, you know, I heard Riley was doing this, and I've been dying to work with her for so long. We've lapsed each other, ellipsed each other in a lot of circles, and it was just time to close that and make our own little circle. But when I was talking with Quinn and Samir, even before I'd seen much more than the pilot and the second episode, they were so thoughtful in a way that I had just gone through the ringer with and felt really, really compelled by. And that it's a modern story, that it's one that is so seminal to a lot of policy change recently, where it happened. You know, we have to have conversations about how we change large systems that enable crimes like this to happen. And that's what this show was very careful about doing, bringing the voices of the family and what their experience was with the media, which I feel like Riley's character in bringing Rebecca into the narrative herself as the woman writing about this. That's a wonderful way to self-indict the sensationalism that often happens with true crime journalism, with writing these books, when somebody's career blows up because of another family or somebody's tragedy. And then Cam, I was really curious about having the conversation of the law enforcement side of that. How is in the other source material that was optioned came from Manjeet Burke, Reema's father, and talked very, I guess explicitly, very in detail about what their experience as a family was, the racism that they felt coming from the police and coming from the media, the way that they didn't take it seriously at first, the way the whole trial just overwhelmed them with the fascination people had with it, and ultimately how Rena kind of got in that whole swell dehumanized all over again in that process. So I really liked that everybody had a very strong sense of correcting that and ultimately centering the narrative on Rena, on her family, on the beautiful and very human things about them that made this a tragedy. And also the really broad impact that it had.